I first met the actor Birdy Sweeney, who has died aged 67, in Donegal 10 years ago, when we were filming outside a derelict moorland cottage in a force 11 gale. The strength of the wind kept threatening to blow Birdy off his feet, and the director had to get two of the biggest crew members to hold him upright until the wind dropped long enough for the cameras to turn. The place was muddy, wild and bleak, and Birdy looked frail and vulnerable. The director said action and Birdy delivered the line with the deadpan timing that viewers of BBC One's series Ballycasangel know well. The director said cut. The crew fell about laughing and Birdy looked about him in a bemused fashion as if to say what's so funny. It seemed to be Birdy's fate as an actor to find himself foundered in muck and clabber in a pair of Wellington boots. Audiences probably know him best from Ballycasangel. He played Eamon, the ancient mountain farmer, who constructed 200 wooden sheep to confuse the EU satellite that was allegedly checking on his agricultural subsidy application. There are some actors who can make you laugh even at the thought of them delivering a line in a script. I really regret that I will never now see Birdy walk into Kathleen's shop and ask what do women eat. Birdy came from Dungannon, one of 10 children in a very poor family. At 11 he entered a talent contest for Radio Ulster doing astonishing bird impersonations, and that is how he got his name and, subsequently, made his living, criss-crossing Ireland on the club circuit in the 1960s and 70s. A good deal of mystery surrounds how he began acting, at the age of 56. Myth has it that he had to make a career change when he lost his teeth, and could no longer whistle, though I doubt this version of events, because I have a recollection, or perhaps it was a dream, of Birdy bringing the house down at the Belfast Theatre Festival with the act just a few years ago. He was an actor whose later years found him hugely in demand. Directors such as Stephen Frears in The Snapper, Neil Jordan in The Crying Game and The Butcher Boy, and most recently Alan Parker in Angela's Ashes, were all seduced by Birdy's quiet, gimlet humour. He delighted audiences in every major theatre in Ireland too, including the Lyric and Arts in Belfast and the Abbey and Gate in Dublin, as well as in London at the Donmar and Tricycle Theatres. Birdy's television work encompassed virtually every major series from Ireland, from Father Ted, which could have been inspired by Birdy's humour, to the most moving moment of The Hanging Gale, in which Birdy and his screen wife walked off to their certain deaths down a newly built famine road. Recently I discovered something about Birdy that made me see him in a different light. We had been researching a film about an event that took place in Dungannon in the early 1960s. Where a group of local people took over an abandoned housing estate as a protest against the housing policy of the local council. The event was the seed of the civil rights movement in Northern Ireland and Birdy was apparently part of it. Typically, however, Birdy managed to choose the only property on the estate, which had not been vacated. And in the early hours of the morning, he was chased back out through the window he had just entered by a woman in curlers. I'd like to have seen that. Billy died as he was arriving with Alice, his wife of 36 years, to begin filming episode 4 of the 5th series of Ballycasangel. To the cast and crew his death is like losing a member of the family. A light followed that man around was how a close friend and colleague described him. He is survived by Alice and their 8 children, 6 boys, who live in Philadelphia and 2 girls in Ireland. Edmund Sweeney, actor, born the 14th of June, 1931. Died the 19th of May, 1999. Explore more on these topics.